week when you know you need to win, but you know what you're doing the next week also. So to be able to pull off the win, protect the guys a little bit there at the end, and to get out without any serious injuries was, we were very relieved.
Getting any updates on the Eagles score or the other scores?
No, got no updates. When I came in, I saw them kick an onside kick, so that ended pretty fast, and we'll watch the game tonight, and it sounds like we're going to play Green Bay or Seattle, so we'll see.
In the big picture, just how do you feel about your team right now? 10-game winning streak in the regular season heading into the postseason.
I feel real good. I felt real good about our team when we won the division there about a month ago, and I feel better about them now. I think we've gotten better since that point, and we'll be ready to go. We'll see if it's Saturday or Sunday, but excited for this week, excited to find out who we're playing, and real excited for the playoffs.
Another offensive production of over 30 points, Kyle. So how is that offense performing, and especially what are you seeing out of Brock?
I think he's playing consistent, and he's making some good decisions with the ball, has avoided some bad turnovers, and has done a good job getting some good players the ball who've done a good job making some plays. And he's hung in there on third down, made some key throws. It's nice to get a run game going too. But just overall, I thought the guys played real well.
Do you see his ability to change arm slots in the face of pressure when you were scouting him, or is that new?
No, he's always been pretty good at changing his arm angle and things like that.
So being one sack away from the franchise record, was there any difficulty in taking him out at that point?
A little bit, but I think the bigger one. Hopefully, he finished leading the league. He did, right? Hassan didn't get many. It would have been nice to also get the franchise record too, but Alden did a hell of a job, and I think Nick's pretty happy with leading the league this year.
What do you think of Elijah and Debo returning, and how important is it to have them at close to full strength in the playoffs?
It's very important. I think we've done a good job without them, but those are two of our best players. They were healthy this week. We wanted to get them in just to get them back into it, and mainly to help us win, but also for them, knock off some rust, get them playing again. And I think it went real well for both of them. They're both able to play some, touch the ball, do some stuff away from the ball also, and seemed like a success for both of them.
I haven't seen very many games.
The DeMar shirt, did you sense any different or special emotion from the guys today, or did you have any yourself just getting back on the field?
No, it was emotional watching the Buffalo game. I got to see some of that this morning. I thought it was so cool when watching the national anthem. Those were his brother. This league's a fraternity, so everyone related to it, and it was so hard watching that, especially the Monday night when no one knew what was going to happen. And it's turned into such a happy story, at least the fact that he got out of that where we thought it was. So guys have been real positive with it and happy for the situation in the last couple of days. But watching the Buffalo, you could see the emotion, and it was unbelievable to see that opening kickoff return and just the timing of it. And that was a real special moment, I think, for the league and for everyone to see, just humans in general.
How about the production you've seen out of Brock? We talk about him every week, but this week he even exceeds that. He ends up having his first career 3-touchdown game.
Brock did some good things, had some plays he missed too. He's playing solid. He's one of the reasons we've been doing this well the last month or so, and guys around him are playing at a high level, and we're real happy with Brock.
We haven't seen a whole lot of Elijah, Christian, and Debo together. Heading into the playoffs, how do you go about formulating your plan? How do you want to use those guys? How much can you use them? All those guys could be absolute workhorses for you, but there's only one football. How do you approach that?
Just keep doing it the same way we've done it when they have been in or when they haven't been in. We balance it out, we spread it around, we see how it ends up at the end of the game, but you never go in saying, hey, I'm going to just get this guy the ball this much or that guy. You have a game plan, and we have opportunities to spread it around a lot, and then you just see how the game unfolds. You see how they're defending people, and that usually takes care of itself.
Defense gave up the big touchdown in coverage, but the jump ball gave up some yards, obviously, last week. Is there a level of concern, or are there things that you've got to fix on that back end, or just in the secondary?
There's always concerns from a coaching staff perspective, not just with the D, but there's offense, special teams. I try not to say anything in here that makes it look like I'm too negative, but we're going to go in there and correct everything. There was things with the offense I didn't like today. There was things always that you see. I think the big plays have hurt us lately. They had that trick play on that first drive and launched the ball up to A.J. Green, who's as good of a 50-50 ball guy as there is. So I like that there wasn't a busted coverage or anything. They got a trick play, and he went up for it. I wish our two guys could have made it, but they didn't. And then he did a hell of a job making the big play after that. I thought their next scoring drive, I thought we had them stopped. It seemed to me like there was a clip on that 3rd and 14. I thought that's what I saw. They didn't. Either it wasn't or they missed it, and that allowed them to extend that drive. And then we kind of broke down on the one drive after that. Besides that one play and that one drive, our defense did what we expected them to do, and I think they're real excited for next week.
Kyle, how well do you feel like you know Brock, given that it's been a limited sample size, maybe in comparison to a quarterback that you've had for a full season going into the playoffs?
I think we got a pretty good idea of Brock, just his personality and his traits and stuff as a player, what he's capable of. But every time you go into a game or practice, it's a new learning experience. It's been real fun going through this with him the last month or so. And, I think there's always things that he does, whether it's good or bad, that when we get there tomorrow, he gets better from. You can see it how he takes it to practice field on Wednesday. And, we got a good feel for him, and we're getting him to know her better each week.
That huge sack there where he's trying to elude you obviously want a guy to try to elude the sack, but at what point do you have to tell him? Do you talk to him like, that can't happen?
As soon as he was on the ground and I was yelling in his ear.
What should he do? Throw it away?
Not take a 17-yard sack, throw it left-handed, out of bounds, anything. But, I'm also sitting there with nice and comfortable and no one's chasing me. But, yeah, that's what we want to do. It was 3rd down. But, yeah, let's be in a better punting situation. And I know the O-line never likes getting that if they have to. It wasn't good protection. He had to get flushed. He couldn't hang in the pocket. But once he did get out of there, let's try not to take that sack if you can.
When you signed Gibson in, was it late August? I assume, did you envision anything like this, him being your full-time starter?
We wanted to bring him with depth. We have one of the best safeties in the league last year with Jimmy Ward. And then when Jimmy got hurt, we knew there was a chance that his playing time was going to go up, and we were glad to get him. But, I was with Gip in Cleveland, which I think was his rookie or second year. And I thought he was such a good player then. I haven't got to be with him since then, but just following him his whole career, playing against him, watching him in Jacksonville and Chicago. And he's been such a good player for a long time that we were very fortunate that he was available, and he was. And he's come in here, and he's been I feel like kind of the wisdom of our defense. I mess around with him, call him dad sometimes, which he's not. But he's been so consistent, always putting that top on our the backstop on our defense. He's got great ball skills. He always has. And the biggest thing is it's allowed us to use Jimmy Ward and nickel too. When we lost E-Man, which was a huge loss for us, and having to bump Demo out, that was tough. And that was right when Jimmy came back. And Jimmy, whether he's an all-pro safety or an all-pro nickel, it's been great to be able to have Jimmy there and use him there and get him around the box more where he can make so many more plays. And the only reason we've been able to do that is because we have Gip on the back end. So it's been huge.
You have a chance to say anything to J.J. Watt after the game? What do you think of the reception he received?
I didn't, but the reception was awesome. He more than deserved that. It was real cool that he could get that, especially on the road. I was very upset with him all game because he's still unbelievable. He was a problem throughout the game for us in the run game and the pass game. But for it to slow down there at the end, for him to have his moment where he could walk off, and I think everyone in this country respects the hell out of him for what he's done on and off the field, and he's an all-time great.
Down all the calls specifically to Kittle in the red zone, but the fact that he's Purdy and he are so locked in. Does it make you call those plays, or is it just him finding him when he's open?
A little bit of both. Kittle's always designed for down there. It's just kind of how the coverages go and stuff like that. And both of them, he was the number one read on that. And Kittle ran a hell of a route, and we blocked. One took a little while to develop, so we're going to have to block well for it. I think Brock stepped up in the pocket, bought a little bit of time, and hit Kittle in the back of the end zone. It was a great man-to-man route. And those guys have had a pretty good connection so far.
Rolling right. Was that a broken play where it kind of he and Elijah maybe, or was that?
No, it was supposed to be a handoff, and they missed it. I didn't get to see it. I was expecting it to be handed off, so I was watching down the field, so I'm not really sure who was at fault on it. But Brock quickly, once he missed the handoff, just turned it into a run, and it was a broken play.
Why do you say that you're better now than when you clinched the division in Seattle?
I just think I think the more we play together, the more our guys stay healthy, the better they get. I think our running game's gotten better. Our guys just the way we've been blocking and stuff. I think, having Debo out, having Elijah out, it's allowed to put more pressure on other guys, which usually that helps guys. And I think it has. I think Christian's got a lot more used to kind of our style and stuff, and I think he's getting better as it goes. And just sometimes it takes time to click, and I think we're getting better with time. That it? All right. Thanks, guys.
You to go over the 1,000-yard mark.
Huge deal. Huge deal. That was fun. Super excited. That's the mark for receivers. So that's what you think about when you training in the off season, when you're sitting at home, throwing the ball up in the air as a kid on the bed, just thinking football 1,000. So that was huge.
Can you feel and just kind of sense how, you got up to that great start, your rookie season, you were pushing for 49ers all-time rookie record and stuff like that, but do you see yourself just getting better and better each season?
Yeah, for sure. That's why. For sure. That's the goal every single season, to go out there and get better. That'll be my goal. After we wrap this one up, after we handle what we have to do, I'll go into the off season looking to get better and build off this one and just continue to keep building, and then see where I'm at the end of it all.
How do you feel like your position? 2 seed, you're likely to get 2 home games. What's the feeling right now?
Oh, we're excited. I think last week, we handled our business, so we got to move up, or 2 weeks ago. We got to move up to the 2. This week, we thought we had a chance, depending on what went on, wherever they played at, Philly or New York. That didn't go our way, but we still had to handle our own business. And we're excited to be able to have 2 home games here. The crowd, even like today, they showed up, they showed out today, even though we got out to a slow start. But just seeing all the red being at home, we're excited to be able to start the playoffs off here.
Season after a few games, why are you not scoring as many points as you should given all the talent you have? Now you guys are scoring like 35 points a game in your sleep. What do you think changed?
Just, during the beginning of the season, it's just like we're not all getting reps out there at preseason. We're not all being out there. We're like the first 5 weeks, everybody knows everybody's trying to still get it together. You still want to win football games, but you're trying to get it together, trying to figure out what you want to do. You want to figure out how you want to do it. Early in the season, we were just looking for our flow, pretty much the how we're going to get it done. And I think we kind of midway through the season, week 7 or 8, after the bye week, we kind of settled in. Everybody understood their role, what we wanted to do as an offense. And now the work that we put in through spring and in the summer got to show up. So we're excited. We feel good about how we've been able to prepare and how we've been able to produce as an offense in the past couple of weeks to close out the season. So we're just looking to going into the postseason and ride that same wave.
Along the same lines, I mean, you would expect there to be some growing pains, some adjustment period when you go from a veteran quarterback like Jimmy Garoppolo to Brock, a rookie in week 13. But why hasn't there been that? Why were you guys able to just pick up as if nothing, as if there's no change at all at quarterback?
Well, I think that's a credit to those guys in the room, in the quarterback room, and how they prepare. Whether that's Jimmy to Trey or that's Jimmy to Brock, whatever the case may be, those guys do a great job. So if they come out and do what they have to do, and they're prepared, they know what to do, they see it, then there's usually no issue. So credit to those guys for just always being on top of it. Thank you.
Every game's a different thing. Well, what was it about this game you think that was different or challenged you in ways that maybe those other games hadn't?
Yeah, I just feel like it's coming down to we got to get into a rhythm, and from the jump, playing as a team, offense rolling, defense rolling, special teams. When we start to lack or give teams some hope, then you could feel it on our sideline. Like, man, we got to get rolling. And so for this game, I feel like we made some plays early on, but then also there's some drives where it's like we got to be better. And so it starts with myself. It starts with everyone that's been here long enough to own up to it. But yeah, it's something that we got to look ourselves in the mirror, get better, be real with ourselves. But at the end of the day, we played team football. I feel like in the second half and pulled it off. So.
Are you vocal in those situations, Brock, like early on in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I do my part with talking to Greasy and when the right time is to talk to guys, not try to just be a rah-rah guy, but at the right moments in the game. But yeah, I think I'm hard on myself, so it starts with myself. I feel like I had to do my part and be better early on before I could say something to anyone else. So that's just really how today went.
The other week you mentioned that from the moment you got here, pretty much you felt the urgency to kind of win a Super Bowl here. Have you felt that building as the season goes on and as the playoffs get closer, even after today's game, that the page already kind of immediately flips to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the main goal. It's been the goal really since these guys played last year, before all the rookies and everyone got here. That's the main focus and goal. Obviously, throughout the year, you want to focus week to week, gain momentum and things like that. But obviously, we're at the point in the season where it's, the regular season's over and now the tournament starts, and this is, the real ball that really matters. Every single day is going to be vital in terms of getting better and, being able to understand what our opponent's going to be doing. Like, it matters. So, Coach definitely stressed that to us after the game today, and, we're already getting ready for what's to come.
I don't know if it's quantifiable, but how do you feel just confidence-wise being in this position going into the playoffs after these 6 games that you played quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. I feel like everyone else is feeling great. When you're on a roll, you're on a win streak, you feel like, man, you know, the groove and how we're playing together, it feels really good when we're on it. I think a lot of us are real with ourselves too, though. Like, I feel like we still haven't played to, you know, our full potential yet. And so, you know, we look at it as a challenge, but we're also excited because it's like, man, if we do play to our full potential, it's like, what else can we do? So those are the kind of things that we ask ourselves every day, and we're excited about. But I'm excited moving forward for, you know, being on a win streak. So.
Second touchdown to Kittle took a little time. Kyle said he was the first option on that, but at some point, are you just thinking, I need to just hold on the ball long enough? I think 85's going to get open.
Yeah. You know, I think Isaiah Simmons did a good job, you know, being on George, you know, pretty tight early on. But then I'm like, man, you know what? I think George can, you know, break out of this with a quick burst and he'll create some separation. So I just trusted in him. I was a little hesitant at first. Man, should I move on? But I was like, you know what? George is good in the one-on-one matchups like this. So it was good. I could just put the ball out in front, and George made a great play, keeping his feet in too. So it was a sweet play.
This game in the face of pressure where you dropped your arm slot almost through sidearm. Where did you develop that ability? Is that something that you got playing baseball?
Yeah, I'd credit that to baseball. Just the middle infield, you know, even at third base on, you know, dribbler down the line and having to throw it to first on pretty low, like a submarine, you know, type throw. But definitely baseball, I feel like throughout the years and growing up and stuff, that helped me with those kind of arm slots and things like that. But yeah, I wish we could have completed a couple of those today. But it's nice to be able to, you know, drop the arm slot, get the ball around defenders.
You also seem very comfortable throwing to your left, where most right-handed quarterbacks are more comfortable throwing to their right. Is that another thing for baseball, throwing across your body?
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I feel like, you know, throwing on the run for me is like part of my game. So if that's going left, that's going right. It really don't matter to me. But I feel like I've had a good amount of reps just throughout my career in college and then the NFL of throwing left. So definitely comfortable doing it.
What does it do for the offense and you to get, you know, to have not only Christian and Kittle and Ayuk, but also to have Debo and Elijah now too?
Yeah, that's the other thing is like, man, we get these guys back. It was good to get some work in with Debo today, Elijah getting his reps. So it's like, man, once we're all in rhythm and in sync, then I feel like we can play our full potential. So I feel like today we got a little glimpse of it, but definitely some room to improve. But I'm excited for all of them to be healthy going into playoffs. It's gonna be fun.
Are there times when the NFL game seems a little easier to you than the college game, just given how much talent is around you on this team?
In a sense, I feel like the games are a little different, but yeah, I feel like, you know, right now it's like, man, I got so many playmakers around me. I feel like I don't have all the weight of the world on my shoulders to, you know, make something up or plays. It's like, man, Kyle calls a great game plan. I just got to go through my progression, you know, throw checkdowns to guys like Debo and Christian, and then they make guys miss. So for me, it's nice. I just got to distribute it to guys, and then they come up with all the yards and stuff, which is fun to watch. But college, I feel like at times, yeah, I feel like sometimes I had to, you know, make things up and felt a little bit more pressure. But honestly, those kind of moments helped me to get to where I'm at. So.
At one point, this team was 3-4, and now taking a 10-game win streak into the playoffs. Kind of what does it say about the resilience of this team and the focus inside the building?
Yeah, I feel like just from day one, even though our record was what it was early on, we've all known what our potential, you know, really is and was at the time. And so we've always just believed in ourselves. We've all kept our heads down. All the guys, the leaders, Fred, Nick, Trent, like everyone was like, man, let's just focus on ourselves every single day and know that's going to come at some point. Like we're going to get on a roll. We're going to click in both offense and defense and play as a team. And once that happens, you know, it's going to be tough to play us. And honestly, it happened, and here we are. But all of that, you know, honestly doesn't really matter anymore. It's, man, one game at a time, moving forward for the tournament. So we're excited. Thanks, guys.
Last week you talked about how difficult it was to catch that pass because it's in the air. You had two that kind of tested your patience as well. Take us through those.
The first one, I think that was a little more easy. It was just more so just attacking the ball. Cover 3, I think it was audible. They liked the matchup that they had backside with Hollywood Brown. You know, one of the fastest guys on the field, obviously. Took a shot. We knew they was going to be aggressive by the way that they came out, within the first couple of plays. So it was just kind of one of those, you go up and attack the ball. But the second one, when the ball was up there, man, it was up there for a minute. I bobbled it a little bit, man. I wouldn't have been able to live that down. I've let a couple slip through the cracks this year, so I couldn't let that happen. But obviously, heads up play by Demo, getting them inside leverage, man, giving me a chance to break on the ball. And Fred, obviously the best covering linebacker in the National Football League, making the quarterback elevate the throw, just a break out in the middle of the field, attack the ball, and come down with the play. So it just, I give credit to those guys, man, and just God for putting me in a position.
Speaking of that, I mean, have you reflected at all? I think when training camp started, you didn't have a job.
Right.
And then you got a job, and you're a starter on a team that's going to the playoffs on a 10-game winning streak.
Right.
What does this mean for you, this opportunity?
It's so humbling because, it was a lot of times, man, and I sit here and, my family could attest to it. It was times where I'll be lying to you if I said I never, I didn't lose a little faith. Sitting at training camp, man, preseason 3, going into preseason 3, and I'm at home with my kids. It was my first time spending my birthday at home, and I didn't envision being at home, man, on my birthday in August. So to be here now, man, it's just glory be to God because, I came in the right situation at the right time, and everything just worked out. In God's plan, I couldn't be around a better group of men, better group of coaches, man. It's just the atmosphere here, family organization, and just the locker room. They accepted me from day one. It wasn't any ill will or anything like that, man. Huff, truly got love for him, man. He brought me in, helped me understand the defense, and, he took me under his wing. And I know it's crazy to sound. I'm 10 years older than him, but he truly did. And, it's a match made in heaven. I've been... it's the funnest year of my career, and I could truly say that I've been on some teams where had a little success, man. But this truly is the funnest year of my career, and it's, why stop now? We have so much more football left to play. Perfect storybook ending for everybody if we can, continue to keep this going.
It was that deep ball early on that Arizona hit. It looked like you basically had coverage. Everybody was in the right spot. What happened there?
Trick play, and obviously, like I said, they came out. They wanted to be aggressive. Trick play. We was in cover 3, fake a toss, throwback. I mean, A.J. Green been doing this for a long time, man. Obviously, man, he's a heck of a receiver. He came down with the play. I got to make that tackle no matter what happens. Last line of defense, I got to make that tackle, and I didn't make that tackle. So obviously, that's definitely not a way that we wanted to start this game, especially after the outing last week. So it just was one of those things where we had to just come back, relax, regroup, and play our brand of football, and that's what we did.
Samson, you're saying you're a man of faith, and he feels like God is blessing you in these last 2 games with some very nice balls.
Right.
Do you feel like there's divine intervention?
Man, I'm a praying man. Honestly, I know I wouldn't be here without God, obviously. So, I guess you could say that, man. The glory be to Him. It's all His glory, man. And I'm just here, just being in a situation, in a spot that He put me in. So obviously, the ball is finding me. So somehow, some way. So I got to credit somebody. And obviously, man, I thank God for the opportunities that He's been putting me in, the positions He's been placing me. And I pray for opportunities, and He's been giving me those over the last couple of games, and my heart is full.
Earlier this season, you told a story about how Dante Whitner kind of took you under his wing years ago and helped you become a Pro Bowl safety, and now Hufanga has done the same thing after you said you wanted to do that for him. So what does it mean to just see his growth this season for you and how close you guys are?
Oh, man, it's huge. That's one of the things, even before the first game of the season, like I said, I asked him what's his goals. He wanted to be a Pro Bowler, and I told him it's my job to help you get there. Can't take no credit away from him. The plays that he's been making is truly all Huff. Play calling and things like that. But when he first told me, he knew a day before. I think his agent had kind of told him, and I couldn't be more happier. So I had to kind of contain my excitement for him, man, because it was huge. Not only because we talked about it, but just to see it, man. Such a humble kid who just truly he ain't got a mean bone in his body until he got to hit somebody. So obviously, seeing him have that type of success, it's just a blessing to see that, man. You like to see good guys win, and Huff has been having a heck of a season. He's a huge part of why this defense is what it is. So just to see him have this type of success, man, I couldn't be more happy as if I made it, man. So hopefully that's the first of many to come, and man, it's a blessing. Y'all got a treat in 29, man, for years to come for sure.
Thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it.
You like it?
No.
The theme?
Just repping the city. Yeah.
10-game winning streak, you get the 2 seed, you're going to start at home in the playoffs. How do you feel as a team? How do you feel defensively you're going into this?
I feel amazing, honestly. It's a blessing, obviously, to make the playoffs and to have the opportunity that we have. Seriously, I don't know if I've had this feeling that I have right now about our team and the opportunity that we have to go win this thing. This opportunity doesn't come around often, and I want it to. But I want that to be the feeling, right, for this organization. And it's about recommitting yourself, and we have some things obviously to clean up on defense. That's every week, but we have everything that we need on this team to do what we want to do this postseason.
Right. You said this is kind of a unique feeling. Obviously, 2019 you were top seed, 13-3. What is it about this team in this moment?
Just being a complete team, and obviously 19, it was a very similar feeling. Having that 1 seed was amazing. But yeah, I just have a great feel about where we are, and it's different when you have the role of being one of the leaders of the team. Now, back then I was just a young buck, just following the lead of the older guys, and now it's my job to keep everybody on the path, to where we're trying to go.
Fred, this was a really emotional week in the NFL, and I just wondered how you felt about taking the field, and was it different for you at all? Were the emotions different?
It was something that was on my mind, and it was amazing to see all the love and support for DeMar and the shirts obviously everybody was wearing, and coloring the 3 on the 30-yard line and things like that. When you see something like that, how horrific that moment was, it does put things in perspective. You can't go out there and play this game timid. You can't. When you do, that's usually when bad things happen. And it gave me more perspective and allowed me to feel even more blessed to play this game. Seriously, I'm so happy and so grateful that the prayers are being heard and that he's making a recovery like he is. I mean, it's truly a miracle. And so just blessed to take the field today.
You guys haven't shied away from what the goal is around here from the beginning of this season. How much do you feel that urgency continue to ramp up as the tournament gets closer, even after the game today?
Yeah, I think the thing that has remained true through these past 10 games is it's a 1-game season every week. And obviously now more than ever, that's what this is, right? Win or go home. And I think that's what is amazing, that we played like that all throughout these past 10 weeks, and now that's carrying us right over into the postseason, into the tournament, and putting us right where we want to be. And it's about just recommitting ourselves to what we want at the end of this thing.
How long ago does that Chiefs game seem like now? It's the last time you experienced a loss.
Oh wow. No, yeah, I mean it does feel like a long time, and we've gone through tons of stuff since then. Seriously, I mean, even though we have won every single one of those games, you look back at last week, you look at ways that we've had to find a way to win throughout this 10-game stretch, and it's all about peaking at the right time. And I feel like we're doing that. We got to make sure that we're looking at ourselves hard and just really being all the way dialed in and all the way committed to what we're trying to do.
How impressed are you with the offense?
Very, very impressed. I mean, people keep asking me, hey, man, are you impressed? Like, are you surprised about what Purdy's doing and all these other things? And I'm really not. I feel like he's doing exactly what Kyle and the offense is asking of him. And I mean, it's amazing that a rookie's able to come in with such poise and confidence and lead that group. I mean, that can't be. I'm surprised people aren't talking about it more, honestly. It's something that is incredible for Mr. Irrelevant to lead the team that we have into the postseason now, on our way to try to earn a Super Bowl, and knowing that we have full confidence in achieving that with him. You know, it's truly impressive, and you know, it's great to see the guys around him, you know, really taking their game to the next level. You talk about George and him, the way he's been playing these last few weeks, and just it feels like every game he's got at least 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know, you look up and Christian has been amazing. We got Debo, Brandon, like the list goes on and on. Elijah's first game back, he has 2 touchdowns. So, however you want to go about it, I mean, that's how the offense is gonna go.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Howdy. How we doing, guys? Wow.
How do you explain this connection of catching touchdown passes from Brock Purdy?
Gosh, I could be punny and talk about Iowa, but you know, I think we've had all the plays that we've called that have like been designed to go to me. Brock's done a great job of like just keeping me in his first read. I've taken advantage of that opportunity to get open for him to throw it. But, you know, when the play breaks down, he does such a good job of keeping his eyes up, and he always looks for me in the back of the end zone. I think, I don't know, Brock's he's a good football player that just tries to give his guys a good shot at, you know, scoring touchdowns, getting the ball, and we've just been very fortunate to connect on 7 of them.
No matter where you are in the progression, if you get open, the ball's going to be coming your way.
Well, I'm always open, but, of course. But, yeah, no, I mean, even the second one, like, I'm not the first read, and he just still gives me a shot on even though I'm covered. I just got to appreciate that. You know, he's just out there trying to deliver me the ball, and he's just done such a good job of that since he's been in the game, since Miami. And whether it's me, Ayuk, Debo, I mean, he's a Christian. He's just done a fantastic job just getting us the ball with space and giving us an opportunity to make a play with our legs.
The first read, because Kyle said you were.
On which one? The first or the second? The first one I was the first read. The second one, Juice was the first read. I got completely buried in the end zone on a goal line play, but somehow he gave me a shot at it, and it worked out just well.
Winning streak, you guys, you know, of course, end the season on a 10-game winning streak, but you guys are at a position now where you can't lose, obviously, now. So how do you feel about moving forward and trying to, you know, win out the rest of the season?
I mean, in my opinion, the 10-game winning streak, that's awesome. It's really fun. It means nothing now at this point. You know, it got us a position of securing a 2 seed, so we get to play at home for 2 weeks. I mean, obviously we got to win the first one, and we'll figure out who we're playing. But I mean, all that matters now. I mean, everything's a little bit more amplified. You know, hopefully guys are 100% focused on just football. You know, extracurricular activities are kind of just pushed to the side, whether it's, you know, friends, family, whatever it is. If you want to go to restaurants and stuff, have it. We just hunker down and, you know, focus on, you know, these next, whatever, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is. And I think that I think Fred kind of touched on that too. It's just we just got to dial it in and just appreciate this moment that we're in, because I mean, I went 0-9. You know, we finished kind of strong. You know, didn't make the playoffs. Went 4-12 my second year. Had a Super Bowl run. Didn't win. 2020 we thought we were great. Had so many injuries we couldn't win a game. It's the playoffs. 2021 won a bunch to get in late, and then we didn't make it there. But just like this opportunity that we're in is crazy. We had home field advantage for 2 games, so we better take advantage of it, because we've set ourselves up for success, and now we just got to go execute.
How does it feel to be part of a juggernaut offense that scores a bunch of touchdowns and like 35 points almost?
That's awesome. It's fun. More touchdowns for everybody. It's been really fun, and you know, that has to do with, you know, our run game's been great. It opens up our pass game, but you know, Brock's been fantastic in the pass game, really. I mean, Ayuk just got over 1,000 yards, which is awesome for him. You know, it's incredible. But you know, Brock's he's been very consistent for us, and there hasn't been really a weak link, especially when our O-line's been able to play together almost the entire year. I think that's one of the biggest things that people don't talk about is our O-line has gotten so much better together. And then you just throw in all of our skill positions, that just makes us more dangerous, and also helps when our defense has 4 turnovers. I mean, our defense is playing out of their minds. They have sticky hands. They get the ball all the time, and just, you know, when we get good field position, we've been taking advantage of it. We've been way better in the red zone than we were.
A while ago, Purdy started off by saying that, talking about the slow start offensively today.
We definitely had a slow start. It wasn't very fun.
Do you sense when he's frustrated, or does he let you know? Do you get a vibe off of that when he's?
I mean, not just Brock, but like you could tell the whole huddle was just kind of like, hey guys, like let's just take a deep a deep breath because we're a very talented offense. They have a lot of injuries. This shouldn't be a grinder of a game. We should be able to go in there and execute. And maybe that was one of our things we weren't executing well. We had a couple penalties. We had a couple, MAs, and it just kind of put us in a weird position. And again, like our defense helped us out early on. They kind of bailed us out, and then our offense finally got clicking. And unfortunately, that's not going to be able to be the case moving forward in the playoffs. Everybody we're going to be playing is ready to roll, and they're going to they're going to give us their best shot. And I just hope that, and I know that we will be ready, and we're going to give everybody our best shot. And I assume that I know that our best shot is better than anyone else's.
Personally was
The winning streak notwithstanding, do you feel like there's another level that this team can get to, and if so, how do you get there?
I mean, if you just go back, watch the beginning of the game, they score on a double pass, and they go up, our offense responds, and after that it was like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and we're not going to be able to do that. So obviously there's room for us to get better at every position. I don't think I played my best in some situations. But once we got rolling, then you could feel that, and you could feel the mojo, the swagger of the offense just kind of take off. But we just had to be able to, first snap and go. And we did that. First drive we came out, we went down and scored in like 6 plays, I think. But we just got to continue that success. Our defense, when they set us up on the 40-yard line, like we have to go get points. We can't punt, and we won't be able to do that in the playoffs. So there's definitely stuff for us to get better at. We're going to watch the film hard, and but we're just really looking forward to whoever we're playing next. And I know that our team will come back and get better from that too.
Today, how was it to get to play that game in front of your grandma Lucky?
That was awesome. You kidding me? First NFL game for my grandma, 100 years old on Friday. Stadium sings happy birthday to her, so shout out to Levi Stadium. Faithful are fantastic. I was just, really fun. Just being able to see her, I don't get to see her too often. She's back in Iowa, but to get her out here to enjoy a game and then scoring for her, and she gets one of those footballs, it's going to be really special, and I know my mom had a great time too. My best advice my grandma gave me? She's told me multiple times there's 2 things. Since I was a kid, she's always told me, and my parents told me this as well, but just treat others how you want to be treated. Just be kind to people, and just appreciate people for who they are. Don't judge people. And just appreciate every single person for what they bring to the table. That, and just be present in all situations, because moments come and go, and you don't want to just, be aloof and not realize how special a moment is. Just appreciate those and learn from them and get better from them. Say again, Jennifer? She said I looked really good and I was going to have a great game today. So she's gonna have to come to some playoff games too, just to speak it into existence. I know. She's like, you're going to have a great game. Thanks, Grandma. Grandma Lucky.
How gratifying is it to get 2 touchdowns right before the playoffs and be in the position where you guys are now, being what happened in Chicago at the beginning of the season, that fiasco, and then how you had a slow start?
I think our team we're a completely different team than we were week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. We got on a hot streak, and then we've just been able to get better and get better. Good thing our defense has been fantastic throughout the entire year. And they've kept us in every game. But, our defense, our offense has just gotten better, whether it's the skill positions, Debo Ayuk, we're getting better on routes, me getting better on routes. Adding Christian McCaffrey into your offense helps a lot too. Getting Elijah Mitchell back is really helpful. Our running backs are running downhill. Our O-line's playing at a super high level, and we're getting a lot better. And 2 touchdowns, it's awesome. It's super fun. Love scoring touchdowns. Just got to continue that success going into the playoffs, and just that's when each touchdown, each catch really, really matters, because every play could be a game changer. Say again?
JJ Watt, your thoughts on his career?
Oh, his career, shoot. When was he a rookie? Like 2010? Sorry, yeah, 2010, 2011. I was a senior in high school when he was there. When I was in college, I got to see him have 3 defensive NFL MVPs. He had a season where he had 5 touchdowns, 3 on offense, 2 defensive. He wrecks every single play. When JJ was at his peak, he was the most dominant player in football, much like Aaron Donald, Nick Bosa. But even playing him now, like, you still have to game plan for him, and we game planned for him. He still had 2 sacks. So he's a hell of a football player. He's a great competitor. He's fun to trash talk with. He's a very unique player that, based on how he plays. He swim moves everything. He plays backdoor on everything. He's annoying to play against because of his talent. But for him to get, congratulations on his fantastic career. I know he's going to do fantastic things outside of football, but he's a hell of a football player, and the game will definitely miss him.
What Purdy's doing has just become kind of commonplace, and maybe you just don't He's Mr. Irrelevant, and everyone feels confident you guys can win a Super Bowl with him. Does it feel like that to you? Like, I don't know, this has just now become normal, and maybe it should be even a bigger story?
I mean, whenever Brock came in against the Dolphins and he just took cover zero to the face and delivered, you kind of knew that you had a guy in you. That's a very difficult thing to do as a rookie quarterback. And then guys will say he's Mr. Relevant, but he's a really good quarterback. He's made great throws. He's been super smart with the football. I mean, I think out of his 3 interceptions, I think that's all he has, right? 3 interceptions. One was basically a punt, and then the other one was a drop that turned into a pick, and then he threw a jump ball to me that I didn't get. So like he's super smart with the football. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's super quick, gets out of a lot of rushes, and like I said, he keeps his eyes up on every single play. He's always ready to deliver. But ever since the Dolphins game, we've just been like, all right, Brock, like just be you. You don't I don't need some superstar, athletic player or anything like that, but like just be you, and that's all he's done. And yeah, he has made some crazy plays, and like I said, he's super smart with the football. He doesn't do dumb stuff, and also like you can just see his hunger too. Like he's disappointed with some of the plays he made today. He was talking about it after the game, and he's like, I want to be better so we win. And I'm like, well, you've done a great job of winning, so let's just keep getting better, and we'll just keep winning. And you just got to love a guy like that. And again, one thing you love is when a quarterback comes in the huddle and you can sense his confidence, that it raises the level of play of everybody in the huddle. And when he's confident and you can see him come into that huddle and he owns the huddle with his voice, or like he gets your attention, whether it's a walkthrough, whether it's a practice, whether it's a game, and that not everybody has that. And for a rookie quarterback to come in and do that right away, you just believe in him a little bit more. And then all he's done is show how good he is on tape. And he's been fantastic. He's been a hell of a rookie for us. This is your 4th question, so $25 a question.
I don't know if you follow what's going on around the league, but in 6 games, do you think he's done enough to warrant being in that conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I don't know how he's not. I mean, he hasn't lost. He's put up great numbers. He doesn't have very many turnovers. He has touchdowns. He has passing yards. And he's on a hot streak. So I think Brock should 100% be in that conversation. I know other guys played the entire season. For a rookie quarterback to come in and play the way that he has, that's pretty special. And I don't really know anyone else that has played at the level he's played at. Thanks, guys.
Any words for Kyle about putting you back in?
No, I talked to him early in the week, and my main goal was to lead the league, and we got a lot more important things to do. So I'm just happy I got that, and I think we were the number 1 defense. Does anybody know?
I know you have the top takeaways and the top interceptions.
I think it was yards. I think we got it. That's another big one we wanted too, so it's all good.
After that first drive, what did D'Amico say to you guys on the sidelines, or were you just kind of aware on your own what you had to do?
Oh yeah, stuff happens. We've definitely hit some adversity throughout the year, so we were ready.
Back to the number 1 spot in takeaways. I understand Kyle has a meeting every week emphasizing the ball. How big of a deal is that for this team to own takeaway margin for the first time?
It's one of the number 1 things for sure. We have the ball meeting every Thursday. So Nick Sorensen is our guy this year. He does the ball. And yeah, I mean, turnover margin, we looked at the stats in the meeting this week, and every team that was in the plus, or like the top 10 takeaway margin teams, are all playoff teams. So so that's a clear stat that you want to be good in. I'm happy for Gip. You got a couple.
So Nick, did you get a chance to talk to JJ at all? He had 2 sacks in his last game, and you're emerging into his former position as the top defensive player in the league.
Yeah, I talked to him after, just gave him my respect. I told him way to end on a 2-piece, not a bad way to end it. I think he has 12 on the year, and to go out on that note, I'm happy for him.
Official, number one defense in yards. So what does that mean to you?
I think that's how they do it, right? Like number 1 yards, yeah. So it's awesome. I mean, that's the goal since we took the first snap during camp. So to be able to do that with all the great teams in this league is unbelievable.
That Chiefs game feel like it's the last time you guys lost.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, but we're going to be playing a lot of really good teams the next 4 games. So we have to definitely lock in. It's hard in 17 games of regular season when teams are all in different positions. Some teams aren't playing for anything. Some teams are playing for everything, and it's hard to keep the same grind and the same focus for 17. But when the playoffs come around, there's a whole new energy, and we gotta get everybody on board.
Feel that energy like right away, like as soon as that game's over, flip the page to the playoffs?
I do, yeah. I mean, the mental grind that a season is, it wears on you, and then right when you get to the playoffs, you just get a second wind.
Kyle Shanahan lay down any challenges for you this week?
Say what?
Kyle lay down any challenges for you this week?
No challenges.
Were you expecting one after the last game?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about getting the league lead, so I guess that was a little bit of a challenge.
Ready to come back in, but right before that last sack fumble, looked like you had your helmet on. You hadn't spent the first. Were you going to go back in on 3rd down there?
We were actually monitoring the Eagles, Hassan Reddick, and he didn't have any yet, so I was like, all right, let's
How's that being monitored? Someone on their phone?
we got guys.
George has said for the playoffs now, all extracurriculars go to the side. Basically, everything goes aside, and it's all about football. Is there anything different that you guys will do, or how does that work?
I know that I won't do anything different because I've been a hermit for quite some time. So I'll be on that. But we have to get everybody on board. Not that they aren't already, but we just got to make sure the young guys who haven't been through it know that this opportunity and this team that we have right now is one that you can't waste.
It seems like Brock Purdy is not someone you really need to warn about that.
Yeah, no. He's on it.
Can you give us a look into your hermit life? Like, what do you do once you leave here?
I sit on my couch and I fill my game ready machine with ice, and I prop my legs up. I watch some shows, and then I go to bed at 8:30, and I wake up and get to work. Super fun.
As a guy who's really focused on football, what's your take on just what you've seen from Brock Purdy? I know he's a few lockers down from you. Have you gotten to know him? Have you talked much to him?
Yeah.
Just observing, what do you think of this guy?
Just poise, and like a lot of guys on our team, just always finding ways to get better, not being satisfied with. I mean, as a last pick in the draft, 3rd string quarterback coming in, his focus is as good as anybody's. So he's becoming a leader, and to have him as a leader with all the other guys, Trent, George, Juice, all the guys in our offense, Christian, Debo, Juwan, everybody, Elijah. Mike's playing the best ball I've seen him play. He's really put together an amazing year. So yeah, we got some good leaders. Thank you.